and wind come from the sky, from the gods of the sky. But Crum is your god. Crum, and he lives in the earth. Once giants lived in the earth, Conan. And in the darkness of chaos, they fooled Crum. And they took from him the enigma of steel. Crum was angered, and the earth shook. And fire and wind struck down these giants, and they threw their bodies into the waters. But in their rage, the gods forgot the secret of steel and left it on the battlefield. And we who found it are just men. Not gods, not giants, just men. And the secret of steel has always carried with it a mystery. You must learn its riddle, Conan. You must learn its discipline. For no one in this world can you trust. Not men, not women, not beasts. This you can trust.
All right, folks. Hope you guys are having a great night. Crom laughs at your four winds. He's strong. Strong in his mountain. My God is greater. Your God lives underneath. All right, so check out that article. Low Trust America. I'll give you a rundown of what's up. So I think we're entering a period of low trust. If you don't know what a low trust society is, it's basically where there's not a whole lot of common ground between individuals. Basically, people don't trust each other. That's, in essence, a low trust society or a low trust culture. They really only trust the people who are really close to them. Those are the people that they trust. And people that are not maybe family members, they are not, they're not really part of the trusted society. A high trust society would be something like maybe the West in the past. Japan would be a high trust society. And a high trust society, people basically assume the other person's acting honestly. Like they can trust the other person to say or do the right thing most of the time. And that's going away, I think, in the West. Because we have, say, boys tattling upon their fathers, turning in their dads because they showed up to a rally in D.C. So what I'm proposing here is, a lot of times when people talk about this, they say low trust cultures are like collectivist cultures and individualist cultures are high trust cultures. That doesn't make any sense when you stop and think about it. The reason that the culture was high trust is because you would meet another person and you would assume that that person, basically, your tribe is really big. Your tribe of people that are trusted is really big. You meet a person, you believe that you have common experiences with them. In the past, those experiences were so similar. Your upbringing, like you could meet someone from Nebraska and you could be from California, and you both went to high school, you learned the same crap, you had the same experiences, to the point where your backgrounds are so similar, they're basically shared experiences. That is not the case anymore. And as that breaks down, you're going to have a decrease in trust. The other thing you have is a breakdown in people, breakdown in communities. You have a replacement of the extended family with the, what I would call the state. So the state is basically the keeper of the extended family. Because the extended family that would help people, that would give them benefits and things like that, that is replaced by, let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. That's replaced by the state, who gives out welfare and things like that. So people have more loyalty to the state than they do to their family. And that's actually a problem. That's why you have kids ratting out their parents. This is something from like 1984. And is really, really not a good thing. So what low trust society is going to look like in the future for America is something far worse than what it looked like in, say, the Balkans or something like that. It's going to be way different than Eastern Europe or anything like that. So it's one of those things where when you meet somebody, you don't know anymore if you can trust them at all or to what degree. And you have to assume that they could be an enemy. In fact, your friends that you grew up with may actually be your enemies. They may turn you in. They may call the feds and say you have guns or something because you said something online they don't like. So we are definitely approaching an interesting time, I think. You're with the rebels, right? You've got to destroy the dreadnought. I don't know if we want to talk to the knight. I think he'll fight us. Like, we could find out. Out of nowhere, a band of 4 surly wizards attacked me. I escaped unscathed, but I noticed they had a woman prisoner. At the time, all I could think about was my own safety, and I ended up just leaving her there. Anyway, so let's hop on this. You can check out that article at your leisure if you want to. There was something particularly odd about the room. Some sort of strange orb was blocking the corridor. So interesting. I used to give people the benefit of the doubt, not so much anymore. The blockage must have been generated by the magic of the surly mages. If the mages were to fall, surely that orb would fall along with them. Yeah, it's that's the shift. That's the real shift in the culture. So you used to assume people were doing the correct thing, that people were being honest with you, and that is not the case anymore. Now you tend to assume that people are being dishonest. That's a sign of a low trust culture. You can't really trust people outside of your tribe. But your tribe now is really like some amalgam of political affiliations and ideologies, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of where we're headed. It's like a virtual tribe. I can buy fear. I'm gonna guess silence is actually pretty good. And what else? Basuna. Asuna is good. And I don't know about fear. I don't need to spend all my gold here. Let's learn. Let's learn. Alex learned that. And Asuna. Sam can learn that one. Alright. Surly Wizards. Yeah, I love the music in this game too. Yeah. Yeah, it's a black pill post, but you gotta be realistic. Like, corporate America has kind of already woken up to this reality. Got my watermelon drink here. These are really good. Well, see, Jared, it used to be trust was the starting point. When you met someone, you assumed that they were normal, forthright people. Now, when you meet someone, what are you going to assume? It's like this person is a potential enemy. That's a sign of a low trust society. At the point where it's like you may just want to delete most of your social media so that your family doesn't have track of what you're doing. Like your extended family, you may have some crazy aunt who doesn't like what you're doing and will like call your employer because, you know, you said something online that she didn't like. Oh yeah, we talk to this. Oh, come on. All right. Let's see. I don't know if I need to fight these knights or what I need to do. Yeah, we have to go through this somehow. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Let's see what happens when we talk to this guy. Is the Dark Knight ever going to get back? At this rate, we're going to fall behind schedule for sure. Okay, we can talk to them. Get back to work, I swear. No one wants to work under General Borgen. Alright, this pirate guy. Borgen. What's this? Back to work! Work, I say! If we finish even a day sooner, my glory will be that much greater! Look, they even made him fat. This is something that you can do in your own stories, by the way. If you want someone to be despicable, make them ugly, make them physically unattractive as well as a jerk. So notice that this guy is like fat and ugly, has a bulbous nose and a big mouth. Just make him physically unattractive and people won't like him. I know it seems really dumb, but it's the quickest way to get someone to not like him. Like my favorite's the Dune movie where you have the Duke Harkonnen, who is just horrible looking. You know, he just looks disgusting. And because he looks so disgusting, you can really get away with quite a bit. You immediately dislike him and you want him, you know, you want him dead right away. All right, where am I supposed to go? No, not there. Clearly. Maybe there's a cave I have to go through. There might be a cave somewhere. Watermelon. What's some sort of racist joke aimed at me? How dare you? What's up, Brian? I don't need to buy more stuff. We're good to go. Remember where we go here? Nope. Maybe there's like a cave that leads out of that cave. I've never gotten this far, so I don't really know. We have to explore a little bit. There's like a secret cave somewhere. I'm thinking not here. What's up, Bradford? I mean, that character design tip works time and time again, so nothing wrong with mentioning it. You know, if you can make your characters physically unattractive, like if the first thing you mention about a character is like some deformity they have, and like that he scratched the pus-filled wart on his face, then it's like, man, this guy must be a bad guy. It works. You know, if you make somebody's outside match their inside, it just works a lot for the story. You know, unless you're trying to make a story specifically about how somebody's like can't get ahead because they're ugly, or like they are not viewed, you know, no one can see the inner them because of their deformity, because they have like scars or something, which is a different story. But like if you're writing just a normal, oh come on, forget it, drops you off at the top here. What's your experience at the Tale of series? Like, I don't think I have much experience. I'm trying to think of one that I played. I can't think of one that I played. Another the Tales games. I have a couple on the Vita, I think, that I just haven't gotten around to. Ask Dreadnought. So you're the ones they sent to destroy the Dreadnought. Don't worry, I'm on your side. There's an entrance to the sewers up ahead. It's a back way leading to the Dreadnought. Be careful. I see if they see us talking, they may start to get suspicious. So I'm out of here. Good luck. That's the guy. I didn't even like read his dialogue. Sorry. I thought he was saying something the other one said. Oh well. It's also cool when they kind of subvert the trope or use the trope with a handsome person instead. Lots of options. Yeah. But yeah, your default when you see somebody that's ugly is to not like them. You know, that could be bad, you know. People could be bad for doing that, but it's how it is. I like this music. Longsword. I already have one, so... Whoa! Here we go! Symphonia is good stuff. Yes, I will play Final Fantasy IX. I have the Mogiri mod for it, so it looks pretty sweet. I set it up the other day, and it looks really good, guys. So, if you haven't played Final Fantasy IX in a while, you can get the PC version and play with this mod there where they, like, AI upscale all the textures. It's pretty cool. It's definitely like a pretty good mod. Really makes the game sparkle because you lose a lot when you're, like, not on a CRT anymore, you know? Yeah. Uematsu. Uematsu is the composer. And he's good. Is it Nobuo Uematsu? It's amazing how many of these like little tunes just end up being so persistent. See, and this is still an early game, so you get like packs of, you know, how many is this? 8? But we can actually, I'm gonna level up fire real quick, and we can actually kill all of them with like fire, but we're gonna attack a few of them. Boom. Does almost nothing because he has level 1 fire, but I just wanted to level it up a little bit. I think I'll probably eventually drop fire on him because it's just, you don't need you don't need everybody to have fire in the game. Everybody can learn 16 spells, so you kind of got to pick which 16 you want, and you can drop some along the way. An antidote. There are, I think there's secret walls in this one. I don't remember. Zombies! The monster force field is turned off in the lower part of town. Damn those rich people. Oh, you got to see Uematsu in concert. It was awesome, yeah. Like the Distant Worlds albums. Those are really good if you haven't ever listened to them and you like game music. You know, it's basically very rich, full versions of a lot of these songs. So, I recommend them if you haven't listened to them. I think there's 3. I know I've listened to the first 2. I may have listened to the 3rd one, like on Amazon Music. So those are pretty good. Still not seeing how I think the majority thinks this is the worst of this series because of the leveling system. And it's a very different leveling system. It's very Oblivion-like, or very Elder Scrolls-like in that you level up your skills. So that's how the level up occurs. You know, you can kind of make every character into whatever you want that way. So there's some downsides to it. Like, obviously, if you're not using, let's say you're not using a spell like Berserk very much. Like, why would you? Well, when you need to use it, it's too low a level, is the problem. So that's the flaw, is that everything levels up rather than, in Elder Scrolls, it's categories. If your illusion levels up, then it makes all your illusion spells powerful, even the ones you don't use very often. This one, it's like by the spell, you know. Like we'll do, we can do, let's level up Thunder here. And defend, defend, defend. Bye-bye. I've all but one of those Distant Worlds albums. There's 4 or 5? Oh, I didn't know there were there were that many. Shows what I know. It's like I knew there were 2 because I've listened to the first 2. They're good. I do remember this is definitely one where they started making all the dungeons very labyrinthine. In the first one they weren't labyrinthine. You had to go in lots of different directions. With this one, it's like it's literally like a maze. Like you go down one corridor and you're like, there's nothing there. And you go down another corridor and you're like, there's nothing there. Which one of your books would you want to be a turn-based strategy game? Definitely Needle Ash because it has all the battles. You know, I say all the battles. There's 2 battles in it. There's one at the beginning and one at the end. But there's other stuff too. You know, there's like the stealth mission to assassinate the queen. You know, there's lots of stuff that could be gamified pretty easily. I didn't write it like thinking of a game at all. I wrote it thinking of a plot, but you know, you could gamify it pretty good. 9 also had a bit of an issue with status effect spells, though it was more like they weren't really that effective. Yeah, there's always, I mean, you're never going to do something perfect because you're limited by time and everything. Dark Knight. You're too late. The Dreadnought is complete. I've been working behind the scenes to see the project through to completion. End your resistance. Kneel before your Emperor. It is the only alternative left to you. Consider what I've said. When the time comes, we will meet again. Oh, he doesn't even fight me. Okay. Oh, here's the ugly guy. Haha! Looks like you came all this way for nothing. See for yourselves. Oh, here we go. Cutscene, guys. Oh no! There it goes. Okay, here I am. Yeah, I think the leveling system coupled with being able to walk into places you're not supposed to go with way stronger enemies. You know, I think that's the case in a lot of JRPGs, though, and I thought that was the case in the first Final Fantasy for sure, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that one kind of just leads you through places where the enemies are not going to just absolutely wreck you. But if you go the wrong way, like right out of the gun in number 1, you're going to get wrecked. Oh, treasure. Pass obtained from the chest. All right. I don't know what I do with it because I didn't ask about it. Whoa! Balloons. Now we'll use Blizzard here. I think Minwoo probably doesn't stay in your party. He joined the party like super high level. And I think he probably doesn't stay with your party. Yeah, some of the recommendations I made for like, quote, low trust societies, like humor, people saying humor is dead. I think it's more like humor is now really just for your inner circle. I mean, if you play a JRPG, you kind of got to expect to do at least a bit of grinding. I'm wondering if it's going to destroy that town and I didn't buy enough mithril armor. I didn't take the opportunity to buy all the mithril pieces. I just bought like one of each. It's probably not that big a deal. I imagine they wouldn't punish me too hard for that. Though I'm not sure. You never know. Final Fantasy games, especially 7 onwards, not really that bad with the grinding. Yeah, that's... Final Fantasy 7 I never had to grind. And Final Fantasy 9 I never had to grind. Final Fantasy 4 I had to on the... one of the versions based on the Japanese version. In the American version you never had to because it was easy mode. But in the Japanese version there's a couple places where, like on the moon, I remember having to grind that last level in the moon for a bit because the enemies on the final floor were so hard they would just like... they'd cast the max level fire spell and just obliterate your party right away. And so you had to do a little bit of grinding there in Final Fantasy IV. I don't remember where... yeah, this is the town I want, right? I'm going to take the ship back. Oh, it looks all sunsetty here. Oh, the Dreadnought attacked. Oh yeah, it attacked. Look, yeah, everything's like wrecked. I don't know. Maybe the past does something. Nothing happens. I don't remember what the past does. And she'll tell us what happens. We were attacked by the Dreadnought. They're dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. But I can still stay in the end. Why not? I'll stay in this wrecked inn. You know, I think I made this point. I don't think it's out yet on the channel. I made this in the analysis. Made this point. You didn't really have to grind a lot in the first one. Rather, you were exploring because you didn't really know where to go. And so that was the grinding. You know, it happened more or less automatically, I guess. Because you'd have to be exploring all over the place in order to figure out where the hell to go next. It wasn't obvious. Should play Crisis Core for Final Fantasy VII. It's a reasonably short game, I think. Is it like a prequel? It's basically like the Death Star here. Let's look at all the cool destruction. I'm hurt bad. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I could heal you, but... I don't think there's anything really in here to look at. It's just like shops. Oh yeah, I can take the canoe. Yep, staying open despite being in a siege, man. You gotta make those Weimar bucks. So it ties directly into Final. I have it. I've never played it. It's one of those games I bought and then I think I bought it on sale at some point and didn't play it. I'm like, ah. Real quickly, I'm going to see if I can still... I'm assuming I can still buy stuff. Like the mithril stuff. Yeah, I still can. Okay. What's my gill like? It's alright. Crisis Core should be played after Final Fantasy VII since it kind of spoils the big twist. Yeah, but a lot of us have played Final Fantasy VII before, so it's not like there's... It's like we know what happened. At least our hideout is still safe. Everybody who was outside is dead. We don't destroy the dreadnought, the casualties will only mount. Please, Lord, save our king. Here we go. Many were wounded in the dreadnought's attack. The shock has even caused my father's condition to turn for the worse. I hate that my father has to see this. He knows. He knows his death is near. Is there nothing you can do, Minwu? All those who live must someday die. It is our fate. Still, it is my duty as a white wizard to ease the pain of those who suffer. Republic credits are no good here. I shall remain here and devote myself to the care of the wounded. I take my leave of you. Give me your equipment back. The fate of the world rests on you, Alex J. Alex Jones. Waste no time in destroying the dreadnought. Just saying Alex Jones's name out loud can actually like get you banned from YouTube, by the way. I get your stream nuked. Father's condition has improved a great deal thanks to Minwu. Ask. Alright. And where am I supposed to go? What's your opinion on killing the main characters or liked characters of unceremoniously or brutally, like Joel from Last of Us 2? Never do it, or can it sometimes work? It depends. I usually want, if somebody's going to die, you want it to be for something or to be in service towards the greater, you know, the greater good. Yeah, Snape kills Dumbledore. That's actually a good little twist there when he actually does that, because you didn't think he could actually do it. And so you're like, wait, he really is a bad guy. You know, it's actually a good little twist. Alright, where am I going now? You're going to find out what the big twist is in Final Fantasy VII when we get there. Alright. Where do I go next? Yeah, what's up with GameStop stock price? I don't know why it's going up so much. Like, I don't understand it. Like, what happened? Is there like someone buying it up behind the scenes? You know, I'm not sure. I'm looking back at the log. I'm like, he just says to destroy the dreadnought, but not really how we're gonna do that. So I guess we'll go off and go back to that other city. It's a prequel. How does it give spoilers away from the future? It was made after the original. So it's always going to do that. Like, if you're going to watch Star Wars, you really should watch Star Wars in production order, not like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although some people who've watched like episode 1, 2, 3 first were like, what? You know. Yeah, I don't know what's up with GameStop stock price. It's crazy. I have no idea what's going on there. I have no idea what's going on there. Play for a few more minutes. I'm trying not to stream for like too long. I'm trying to keep it to like 30 minutes. Maybe a little bit more. Because, yeah, there's like this beautiful haze on everything now. The dreadnought killed them all. So everybody outside dies. Everybody inside gets to keep selling their wares. Prefer the machete order. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. It's interesting. Best Star Wars order is 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. I don't know why that would be. 7, 8, 9 don't exist. They're not part of the series. That's the Disney Star Wars. You can watch those in any order. In fact, you know what I would probably do is like, I would skip, if it's like, oh, which Disney ones, anything I need to know about the Disney ones? I'd be like, actually, I would skip episode 7 and 9 and just watch Last Jedi. What? I thought everyone hated Last Jedi. It's like, that's why you should just watch it by itself. It just, like, absent all context, it's just a bizarre piece of cinema. It's just an absolutely bizarre piece of cinema by itself. I bet you I could kill this knight now, but I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe I gotta go up to the castle and... Wait, can I go up to the castle? Apparently not. Maybe I can talk to one of these guys. Save. Save in a different file. Game has been saved. Rebel curse. Alright, let's see if he kills us. Yeah, he's gonna kill us. Yeah. He's dead. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna kill this guy. Oh, nope, wrong magic. One introduces the universe in the Old Republic without revealing what happens. 4 and 5 are the main story. 2 and 3 explain the reveal in 5. And then 6 finishes the series. The party was defeated. Here we go. I just recently got to the point where I can beat that guy. few years before he got the job, Rian Johnson once said he'd like to make a Star Wars movie where half the audience loves it and the other half hates it. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. It's like, yeah, and then you can watch this weird fan film called The Last Jedi that's like a bizarre Star Wars nightmare. You know, you never know. I think this guy will stop me from doing anything. Might have to take the pass to a different town here. I don't remember. I don't remember because I never did it. I don't know. Cyberpunk won't even start anymore. It's like we patched it after launch, so now you mean people can't play our broken game? What are we gonna do? It's like, in a way, I think that was actually a Penny Arcade thing. It's like, people can't log into the game. It's like, you mean people can't play our broken game? So in a way, we're doing them a favor. Yeah, pity the cast of Mouse Wars. They got kind of screwed. Right at the moment when you got defeated. What are the chances of that? 100%. I bet this is the place that we go. So one of the things that was, I'm like, I liked it in Golden Sun, but now I'm looking back, I'm like, it's kind of dumb. It's like, you could look in every bookcase and every drawer, you know? That's like not the best thing. It's a good way to waste time. Apparently I can't do anything in this empty building. People can't report new bugs. Maybe we'll go back to the pub. Let's see if we can go back to the pub. I heard they're making another KOTOR. I don't know if it's a remake, though. Or it's just like another one. No, you have to find where it's docked first. Okay. I probably see it on the map, but I'm going to go to the pub. What happens if I talk to these guys? Oh, they attacked me. Okay, well, that makes sense. I don't think you can flee. We'll just die real quick. To go explore around and find it. High Republic strikes me as something that's like, we really want to do Knights of the Old Republic because everyone likes that, but we also realize that we can't do that because we don't totally own it. We'd have to pay royalties to like BioWare and stuff, so why don't we just, you know, make our own thing. We'll call High Republic. And then we'll hire all our friends. We'll hire all these people that we think have clout and don't sell any books. It's like, you know that like Disney isn't serious about making good stories because they don't hire like Timothy Zahn or someone to do the stories. What do you think of porn? Is it as destructive as many people claim, or is it just a minor distraction not worthy of the hoopla? Porn addiction's a real freaking thing for lots of people. So, you know, it's like anything that is a vice. I don't think anyone would say it's not a vice unless you're like in the porn industry. But the question is like, it's like, you know, it's a vice. And as a practical matter, how much it's going to hurt you is going to be dependent on how affected you are by it and how much you consume it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of young men that are basically suffering with significant porn addiction. What's so boring? Yeah, Ray to me kind of looks like Bastila. I could see that. But yeah, I mean, so it's a real bad thing for lots of people. Lots of people struggle with addiction for it, and so I think it's no accident that happened after, you know, the ubiquity of internet porn became a thing. Oh yeah, turtles. So we gotta magic these guys. Alright, yeah, we're not getting through their armor. Magic is not even that effective. Man, these guys hit hard. I think we're probably still going in the wrong direction. We'll find out here. We'll magic them a bit more. Let's try some Blizzard. I've been rewatching Ghibli films these past few weeks. They really prove how much better Japan is at making believable and likable female characters than the West. Yeah, Studio Ghibli films are like these rare things where they're like, nah, we're not going to sell them to streaming services because we don't have to. People will just buy them. So yeah, we got all the kinds of level ups here. I think this is probably still too far away. We may have to ask some people where it was. I actually think Rogue One was the worst Disney Star Wars movie, and like people are always like, I'm like, I get why fans like it though, because it's definitely the most fan focused of the films. It's like a fan fiction film, and maybe not in a bad way, but the whole movie there's no point to it. It doesn't really tell a story that matters, and you already know the outcome of the story, and ultimately none of the characters are really going to matter because you're never seeing them again. And then at the same time, I think it was probably an okay movie that got taken over by the studio. And all those Darth Vader scenes are basically bad. And then the awful Peter Cushing, like, CG face thing. You know, it is like the Star Wars RPG movie. Everyone in the party is like a different class. You have the droid, you know. So in some way, I think it's technically the worst though. Like as far as its technical achievements go, it's the worst. Don't kid yourself. Just because it's from glorious Nippon doesn't turn shit to gold. It's true. Just because you're Nippon Gene doesn't mean that you know how to, like, write stories magically. I wonder if there's someone around we can talk to. At least, like, I mean, it's like this place is wrecked. And, like, people are still like, yeah, you can buy some stuff for me. Buy some items. I can see a D6 RPG stats for every Rogue One character, including Jid as the GM's girlfriend. I have to ask around a little bit more. Figure out where the Dreadnought went. Anyone has anything to say here? Let's go back down to our like other city here. Rogue One seeks to fix a plot hole which isn't a plot hole. The exhaust port was intentional, but he couldn't make the weak point slightly bigger so a computer could hit the target. Dumb. It's just like, oh, it's a weak point that the engineers just overlooked. That's why it's a weak point. They just didn't really think that anyone would be able to shoot it. There's a similar story with like the M1 Abrams, where like when they were testing it out, I think my dad was part of the committee that was doing that. He's like, I could destroy this tank with a 50 caliber machine gun. Like, how could you do that? It's like, I can see the turbine in the back. There's just like a vent covering the turbine. So you can just shoot into the back of it and it'll blow it up. Oh, well, how did you know the turbine was there? There's a big freaking vent. Do you like the actor who does anyway, they altered the M1 Abrams so that like the vent of the turbine goes like up and down. So you can't just like shoot into the back and blow it up. The sheer number of products from Japan results in more quality works, but also results in copious amounts of shovelware anime. Yeah, I mean, there's a truth to that. It's like, just because something is from Japan doesn't make it good. But I don't know, it's a good, if you're going to pick a selection filter, it's really not a bad one. There's a man in Poff named Sid who just might know if the Dreadnought has any weaknesses. Sid was the first person to ever build an airship. And the Dreadnought's really nothing but a big airship, right? Oh, I gotta go back and talk to Sid. Okay. So Sid's the one we gotta talk to. Lucky for us, the hideout was safe. Okay. Well, maybe we can talk to the king, see how he's doing. Oh, Prince Gordon disappeared. I wonder where he's gone. Yeah. Let me just talk to you. Zox Porcelain was an aesthetic choice. I do like this music on this screen a lot. I think you hear that in some later games too. Here he is. The king's illness goes far beyond the physical. There's little I can do. The Dreadnought is a massive ship. So many have perished in the Dreadnought's attack. Perhaps it would be best if we surrender to the Empire. King is not well. I'm on Telegram, but my boomer tech skills can't make sense of it. Yeah, I need to do Telegram. I need to do, you know, I deleted my Minds account a while back because I just really, really hate the site and I don't like using it. And I just think it's really stupid. It's not a site I enjoy using or want to use, so I'm like, I'd be there because other people are there, and like, if everyone decides Minds is where they want to be, and I thought it might be for a while, but very quickly I realized the problem with Minds, or a lot of the alt tech a couple years ago, was really that there were no normies there. You need normal people to like make a social media network work. It can't just be like weirdos and content creators spamming at each other. If it's just weirdos and people spamming at each other, then it really doesn't go anywhere. Especially if you're in a business. You know, I'm in the business of selling books and things, so it's really not at the best. They killed my daughter. Ooh. I have accounts at MeWe, Minds, Telegram. I don't even know what MeWe was. Someone's like, where's your MeWe? I'm like, I don't know what that is. How do you not want to know what that is? I don't know. I don't know what things are. Like, the number of people who get upset that I don't know something about something they're talking about is kind of odd to me. It's like, why are you surprised I don't know about a thing? You know? I bet you don't know how to, like, barbecue a set of beef ribs or something. You know, like, I don't know. They're all dead. Pub. Alright, let's see if he knows what's up. What you want to do is blow up that thing's engine. Do that and you can bring down the whole overgrown tub. I was kind of hoping where it would be. Airships are powered by sunfire. I'm sure the Dreadnought's no different. Controlling sunfire is a tricky business. Let the flames get too high, you gotta run away in your hands. The engine will blow sky high. Alright. I still don't know where that thing is yet. Is there anywhere I haven't been? Kashuan. I haven't been to Kashuan. Like, I could just go there, I guess, and see if there's anything there. Why not? Let's go there. See if there's anything there for us. Aha. The airship will be waiting for you outside. Yeah, you need normies to like make stuff work. Well, it took me to a faraway land. Keshuan Keep. Here's something that's probably going to kill me. Nope, never mind. Have you discussed the whole Dorsey defense of allowing CP on Twitter debacle? No, I haven't. High Republic is unbelievably boring literature. All right, I will take your word for it. You know, I liked the first cover design they did. It had like the colors right and stuff. People were like, I hate it. I'm like, it's a good book cover. Doesn't mean it's going to be a good book. It just means that they have... You know. Well. How do I get out of this place? Kill some soldiers here. I may have to like reload a save because I don't know how to get out of here. Yeah, I saw the thing where it's like Twitter was allowing child pornography on their site. I don't know where the heck I am. How do I even get out of here? We'll find out, won't we? Spamming attack here. The plot is boring. Enemies are boring. It's just not good. Maybe the later stuff will be good. If it depends on the writer, you know, if they probably have different writers all the way through. If you're obsessed with your own identity, you shouldn't be writing speculative fiction. I can see that. A lot of these writers, they write what I call auto allegory. Which just means that the story's about themselves, but they just don't want to admit it. You know, it's secretly about themselves. It's like, you know, this is a story about Starfire's fat goth daughter. It's like you look at a picture of them from high school, it's like you were a fat goth in high school. So is this story about you? Your mother totally didn't understand her. Just didn't pay attention to her. No matter how much I dyed my hair black. I mean, she dyed her hair black. It wouldn't... It's totally about Starfire's daughter. And I remember this one time my mom got really mad at me. And she didn't even notice that I dyed my... I mean, she didn't even notice Starfire dyed her hair pink. So it's not that I'm not going to say that it's not that Twitter quote allows CP. It's that people were posting it on Twitter and Twitter was not removing it. So their policing of their content platform was rather poor. The interactions between Plan Thruster 1776 and I can't even read that. It'd been something to see. Fat goth lesbian daughter. That's right. Yeah, Twitter actually profits off of it because they, you know, people come to their platform for it. All right. Let's get out of here. All right, I actually probably need to call it here because I need to do some other stuff before bed. So I'm going to walk down to this other city and maybe save the game there. Twitter is atrocious at policing their own site. They really are. I've had friends banned for defending other friends on there and lose their accounts. Yeah, I've heard. I mean, you get banned for the slightest thing, and then they don't ban people for things that are violations of law. You know, it's one thing to ban someone because like they violate the law. It's a different one to ban them because they said something mean to somebody that they could just get. It's like, oh, someone said something mean. It's like, you can block them. There's a block button. It's a function. It's a very good function. You should click it more often, guys. All right. I'm going to save here and call it. And Final Fantasy II is a reactionary. It kind of is. All right. So that's probably going to be it tonight for this little playthrough, guys. I do appreciate it, but it's now pretty late, so I got to get on with life. Thanks for hanging out with me. PDF file about pedophiles. Yeah, the other thing that was like a big YouTube controversy a while back was people congregating on videos of minors, like like someone would post their kid's gymnastics video, and you'd have people like pedophiles congregating on that site to look at gymnastics videos. And so people were getting their gymnastics videos like flagged. It's like, this is my like 7-year-old doing gymnastics. Like, I didn't think this would be pedophilic content, but you can't really control the dirty thoughts of others. Any advice for making an apathetic character who cares about nothing and makes them care more about life? Yeah. So there's probably a lot of examples, but the growth there would be... I'm trying to think of some really good examples. I'm sure there's plenty. You have characters who, when you meet them, they just really don't care at all. Like they're just in it for the money, and then at the end of it, they're not really just in it for the money. They start to care about the job that they're doing. I streamed Resident Evil 7 for 5 hours tonight. Best one since 4. Awesome. I have it, I think. Resident Evil 7, I think I bought that one on sale. I bought like a bunch of games on sale. I think I bought that at like the winter sale, so I have to check it out. I have like a bunch of games to play, but that's good. Yeah, all right, guys. Yeah, let me think about apathetic characters, and maybe I'll make a video or get back to you. But like the one that I think of the most is the one from Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood, but I haven't watched the movie in a long time, so I can't give a ton of specifics. It's been like just a really long time since I watched it. Basically you could start with a character that's like the strong silent type, and then starts to get more interested in the people and caring about the people around him. And, I hate to like fall back on like manga and anime, but Guts from Berserk is actually a really good example. He is this character who really doesn't care about how other people think. He doesn't really care about anything. He barely even cares about getting money for mercenary work. And then he grows to love and care about the people around him, and then that gets turned into, his furious rage. So, yeah, I think Guts is probably a good example. So he starts off very apathetic about people, and the reason, at least in like the main, like the Golden Age arc, when you first meet him in the manga, he's already like rage mode berserk. But you have to kind of back up. So if you go back, it's because like he had a traumatic childhood, so you get to see that. So you see why he's apathetic. He hasn't ever had friends or anyone that cared about his existence. And so he's constantly trying to figure out the meaning of life by putting himself at risk. Like, maybe if I'm about to die today, I will care about life, is where he starts his journey. And then he only realizes later on that, I guess the real adventure were the friends we made along the way. So this is a good one to look at. What about the narrator protagonist in Fight Club? That's more than I could probably talk about tonight. But anyway, have a good one, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. And take it easy.